Chapter 6, Lesson 1, Powers and Exponents. Our content targets, students will understand that numbers can be expressed using exponents and powers. Our language targets, students will demonstrate this understanding by writing and evaluating numerical expressions involving whole number exponents. Numbers expressed using exponents are called powers. For example, 100 is a power of 10 because it can be written as 10 squared. Numbers like 100 are perfect squares because they are the squares of whole numbers. Perfect cubes are numbers with three identical whole number factors, such as 4 times 4 times 4 equals 64. So the number 64 is a perfect cube. So to write 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 using an exponent, we first look at the number that's being multiplied. In this case, 6 is being multiplied. That will be my base number. That's my big number. Then we have to look at how many times it is being multiplied. Well, it's being multiplied once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. There are 4 sixes. So I put that number up in the air as my exponent. So to write 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 as an exponent, I write 6 with a 4 up in the air. So 6 to the 4th power. To write 4 times 4 times 4 using an exponent, we look at a couple of questions. Number 1, what number is being multiplied? That number is 4. How many times are we multiplying that number? So again, I go back and I look at 1, 2, and 3 times. So to write that expression of 4 times 4 times 4 using an exponent, I have a 4 as my base number, and there are 3 4s, that is my exponent. So the 3 goes up in the air. So we're going to write each product as an exponent. So when I look at letter A tells me 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. Well, what number is being multiplied? That would be 7. How many times is it being multiplied? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's being multiplied 4 times, so that is its power. And it's 7 to the 4th power. Let's look at letter B. What number is being multiplied? Well, it's all 9s, so 9 is my base number. How many 9s are being multiplied? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 9 to the power of 7 because there are 7 9s in our product. So to write powers as products, we're going to determine the base and the exponent. So we have 2 things we're looking for. The base number is the big number that we're multiplying. Our exponent is the number that's up in the air. It's our power. It's how many times we're going to multiply that. So the base of 10 to the 2nd power is 10. Our base is 10 because it's our big number. It's the one we're being multiplied. And 2 is our exponent because it's up in the air. So to write this as an expression, I would take my base number, which is 10, and I'm going to multiply that 2 times. Not times 2, but times 10, so I have 2 10s. So let's write 5 to the 2nd power as a product of the same factor. Then we're going to find its value. So 5 squared, or 5 to the 2nd power, is the same as 5 is our base number, and I'm going to multiply 5 2 times. So I have 2 5s. So 5 times 5 is the product of the same factor. Then to find the value, I simply have to multiply 5 times 5, which is 25. To write 1/2 to the third power as a product of the same factor and also find the value, I do the same thing. I write my fraction of 1/2 to the third power. 1/2 is my base number. It's the number that's being multiplied. How many 1/2s do I have? I have 3. 3 is my exponent. It tells me how many 1/2s I'm multiplying. So since I have 3, I multiply that by 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2. 3 is my exponent. I have 3 1/2s. Then to find the value, I simply multiply. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So I've got our problems. Let's take a look at these last two. So for letter C, I have 10 to the 5th power. 10 to the 5th power. My base number is 10. I'm going to multiply that 5 times. Not times 5, but I'm going to multiply 5 tens. And then I have to find the value. So 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 is a 1 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So that would be 100,000. For letter D is 2 1/10 to the 2nd power. So D, 2.1 is going to be my base number. How many times am I going to multiply that? I'm going to multiply that by 2, so I have 2.1. So for that, I might need a little help, so I'm going to use my calculator. So I go to my calculator, 2.1 times 2.1 equals 4.41. Please stop the video and you may try E on your own. Letter E tells me I'm going to multiply 1/4 to the 2nd power. So that's 1/4 is my base. I'm going to multiply that 2 times. So when I multiply 1/4 times 1/4, 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 4 is 16.